there are certain kind of films that are working now. People are only going to the theaters for that kind of entertainment. So I think it's become a bit streamlined, and there's a lot of choice for the viewer as well as us actors. So it's a great time to be an actor, because I mean, if there was no streaming, I don't know what I would have done after just one day deciding to not do television.
Is it a fair competitive field? Because there will be those who are favorites, there will be those who are related to film families. So is it a fair play, or you just have to try and make your mark?
Nothing is fair, and everybody says, I don't know, I haven't worked in any other industry, so I don't know, but I hear from my friends, and I have a lot of friends in the fashion industry and everywhere else, and even if that means working harder, in my case, you know, proving again and again, auditioning as many times, I'm open to that challenge, because I signed up for this. I knew it. Hi, this is Kritika Kamra, and you're watching this interview on Bollywood Hungama.
You think television makes a particular kind of content which now OTT has entered that space, and OTT is giving actors like you something different to do? You think TV is missing that bus, you think?
I always thought TV was missing the bus, but you know, I don't know. I had this complaint when I was younger. I used to think that why is television like this, and why can't we make better TV, and it's such a powerful medium. And now I realize the commerce behind it, and I understand that it works, and everything is TRP dictated. So people are consuming it, whatever it is, and I'm nobody to judge what people want to watch. So television caters to its own audience, I feel. I don't think it's really I don't think OTT has really eaten into that space. I think it's created a new space. There was, especially, like, I remember when we were young, there was no streaming, no internet even for some time. So you had these youth channels. I started my career with like a youth show. So young people also watch television. But now I think young people watch, OTT, you know, the OTT platforms more, because there's more, there's stuff that appeals to them there. So I think all mediums have their own sort of audience. I mean, with cinema also increasingly, like, we're all cinema fans, but we're seeing that there are certain kind of films that are working now. People are only going to the theaters for that kind of entertainment. So I think it's become a bit streamlined, and there's a lot of choice for the viewer as well as us actors. So it's a great time to be an actor, because I mean, if there was no streaming, I don't know what I would have done after just one day deciding to not do television.
Is this change that's happening right now, people going for particular kind of movies, is this worrying, one, and that, you know, people will watch only these kind of movies in theaters? What happens to other films? Is this worrying for an actor, or is this change that we should accept it?
I think it's a bit early to say, and I'm also like, I think the most experienced people like yourself, you know, journalists who've been around for so long also cannot really predict what the pattern is right now. So it's a bit, we'll have to wait and watch, see where it's going. But I really hope that there is space for mid-budget films and diverse content on the big screen as well. Like, I would personally really like that. I hope it doesn't just remain about spectacle. Yeah, so I hope we bounce back to that era that had come in the middle, which was a great time for films, where all kinds of films were being made. I would really like that to happen
That
again.
would be great. You know, coming back to the question of where you came here, is this industry welcoming? Like, did Kritika feel that she was welcomed in this place, or was it very hard and challenging?
It's difficult to break into. It's difficult to get your foot in the door. With anything, I would say. Television, I got it easy, but with film, streaming, it's a whole different... I had to start from scratch almost. But once you're in, and once you prove your worth, then it gets better.
It gets better.
Yeah. Of course, it's a very competitive industry, and everybody is here to, you know, work. It's a business after all. Make money. So it is competitive, and it is quite cutthroat as well. I don't think it's easy. But having said that, if your work ethic is good, and if you're good at what you do, and you can manage to convince people that you are, things get okay.
Is it a fair competitive field? Because there will be those who are favorites, there will be those who are related to film families, there will be those who have done work with one director and keep working with the same person. So is it a fair play, or you just have to try and make your mark?
No, it's not. But then that's life. Nothing is really, nothing is fair, and everybody says, I don't know, I haven't worked in any other industry, so I don't know, but I hear from my friends, and I have a lot of friends in the fashion industry and everywhere else, and it is the same. People who have access and people who have power will always have it easier than the others. But that's no reason to back down or like not try at all.
Absolutely.
So even if that means working harder, or in my case, proving again and again, auditioning as many times, I'm open to that challenge because I signed up for this. I knew it. Getting in.
Right. What does a big ticket show like Tandav do to your career? Do you think these are important shows to get to also reach somewhere?
Absolutely. I mean, the scale of a Tandav was like a very big budget film. It's also made by Ali Abbas Zafar. If you see the filmography of the whole team, actually, everybody, including the star cast, it is one of those premium shows on streaming. So it's important, I think. I thought it was important. I actually waited for Tandav to happen. I said no to so many web shows that came my way, which felt like the easier way out, which felt like low-hanging fruit at that time. Tandav was something that I had to audition for multiple times and wait for months for it to take off. And then even after we finished filming, it took a long time for the post-production to happen, which is the case now with everything actually. The turnaround time on all big shows of a certain scale. And it's really like shooting a film. It's really like shooting a very big film because just the setup, the kind of investment, the kind of attention to detail that goes into projects like this. Only then can you, come out with something that's at par with what's happening in the world.
Right. It was a great series. And Hush Hush, you got to work with such interesting people. Some of your, some people you know very well, like Soha. What was that experience like doing Hush Hush?
It was a great experience. So many women, in the cast, in the crew. That's a new, fresh experience in itself. And even as what we were trying to do with that show, what the show was trying to say was something that I thought was important. And especially my character. And now I realize this even more because of, just the reactions that I've got. And it's heartbreaking also to know that people relate with this character because she went through some, it's a tough life. But also I think somewhere the fact that people could resonate with her and her being able to stand up to her in-laws or just be able to ask for what she deserved, I think is gratifying now actually when I look back. When I approached the character, it was just another character that I was going to do. And I tried to have empathy and I tried to stay honest to it.
No, you did a very good job. When you see people like Juhi, Aisha, say they are on the sets, these are people who have gone through a different cycle altogether. What would they tell you? What was your conversation with Juhi and Aisha like? If you chatted with them.
I have grown up watching them and singing their songs and they are the bona fide 90s heroines stars. When I hear their stories, it's unbelievable how different the industry used to be back then, how much more sexist it was, what difficult conditions they worked in. But it's great to see how they have adapted actually. It's great to see how
Instagram.
And how they approach their work even today. I don't think they need to, right? And this is not a job that you can do if you just needed to. You have to have that extra love for it. You have to have that passion. And it's wonderful to see it in them. And both of them, especially on Hush Hush, the shoots were not easy. We were doing all-nighters at times, in winter, in Delhi, in the middle of COVID. It was just practically, logistically very different. And a lot of times stars say no to those things. But these rock stars did not.
True, and they say they didn't even have monitors to look at. So imagine just believing in your director and saying he's saying okay and you just have to go with that.
Oh yeah, and today the pace of things is also very different. You're trying to shoot a lot in a day. I don't think there's time for people to go to the monitor anyway.
Right. Coming to your current work, there are 2 shows that are announced, but obviously I don't know how much you can tell us. It's Bambai Meri Jaan, in which you have a very challenging role. What can you tell us?
Bambai Meri Jaan is a very, very exciting show. I think as a team, we're all very excited to share it with everybody. So I don't know how much I can say, but of course it's announced and it's a special show for all of us. It's taken a lot of years for this show to to
Right.
you know
Materialize.
to materialize, and there's still some more time to go.
Okay.
But I think when it comes out, it's going to be worth it. And I found a new family on this show almost. And with me, what happens is a lot of times what I need from a certain project just happens during filming itself. So I
Right,
become
right.
detached to the reception of it, detached
Right.
with the how it's received eventually.
Right.
But this one I'm very excited about because I think it's a universal it's something that everybody's going to enjoy.
Nice.
It's like it's a magnum opus sort of
Okay,
like
okay.
big show. And with again some very very good people both in front of the camera and behind, led by Shujat Saudagar, who's our director.
Right.
And yeah, I don't know how much I can tell you
Okay,
about the
that's
story
enough.
and stuff.
Right. And then for your eyes only, which is anything for our eyes at this point?
Currently, it's only for my eyes, for our eyes
Right.
only.
When is that? With who is that? Tell the people some.
I think people know. I think that the
Yeah, that's with
information that's
Pratik,
out
yeah,
there is
yeah.
the only information that.
You and Pratika there in it. That much we have read on the internet.
Again, very, very interesting ensemble cast.
Yeah.
A different era, different. Actually, both these shows
Okay.
are period.
Okay.
And yeah, I can't. For this one, I can't say anything. We're filming right now,
Right.
so it's too soon to say.
Right,
But
so-
Bambai Meri Jaan should be out, hopefully soon. Hi, this is Kritika Kamra, and you're watching this interview on Bollywood Hungama.